Last time in 2024 starts right now. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Liquor Talk podcast on the MBG Podcast Network, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts at. This is the last men's round for 2024 and the last episode we're doing in 2024 as well. Thank you everybody for joining us because we done had some highs, we done had some lows, and we're gonna talk about it on this episode. So pour up a drink and let's talk about it. But before we do that, we got some new fellas to join in. So let me holler at my dog. He's about that money. He's about that money, ladies and gentlemen. About saving that money. Mr. Anthony Waller, about that Waller podcast. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, Victor. Thank you so much for having me on the show. For
No
those of you,
problem.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, for those of you who are new to me, the About That Wallet show is about helping the sandwich generation build strong financial habits, where we go over helping you build that confidence in spending money, talking about money, and enjoying your money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We definitely need to hear more of that. Also, Mr. Leonard, the host, the man behind the National Black Guy Podcast Network. Also, I want to say thank you for allowing me to share Liquor Talk
Oh
on
no,
your
appreciate it. I
podcast
appreciate
network,
it.
man. I highly appreciate it. So much tell people about the National Black Guy Podcast Network.
Sure. So the National Black Guy Podcast Network is really based off of my main business, National Black Guy, where we promote black businesses, events, social news, injustices, all that. And really with the MBG Podcast Network, we wanted to provide the same, and I mean we're working to it, but we want to provide the same services that some of these larger podcast network has that, to be honest, a lot of these white people have access to. So, collaboration efforts, marketing efforts, support, and really help quality podcasts grow because a lot of times, and Victor, I'm sure the podcasts that get the most attention aren't always the best ones, and the best ones don't always get the most attention. So, we want to kind of elevate a lot of our podcasts that speak to our black voices.
Yes, I definitely agree because that was my motivation for joining, by the way, because
Right.
like we got to find a way to get our voices out there and by any means necessary because we're about to be in 2025
Yeah.
and we got to get our voices out there because I don't know what it is about the podcast scene, but people just enjoy the mess.
they do. Well, it like I'll tell you, it's funny. People love to argue about relationships all day long. And Victor, I'm sure 'cause I listened to a couple of your shows, but all the relationship um, conversations are the same conversations over and over, like 50-50. The 90-day rule. I mean, it's almost funny how anybody can get up there and be a relationship expert just repeating what they hear.
Hmm. They can repeat what they hear, but you run into them in real life, and
Hmm.
it's something totally different. And Anthony, I know you talk about finances and relationships. I already know that half these people they're not living what they're saying.
Right.
That's true. I mean, remember the snapshot of what people are putting out there. It's a snapshot. It's supposed to look pretty. It's supposed to look appealing. I mean, not all the time you want to put out the bad things. Like to me personally, I don't want to see somebody up in the hospital with tubes all over the body. I mean, that's just me. But again, it's part of everyday life. Even though we don't want to see it, we don't have to see it. And that's the beauty of social media. You can fine tune it on which way you want it. And if you don't like this podcast, go to another one. It's okay.
Right. Exactly.
For real. And it's like and I wish people understand that because you wasting time leaving a negative post on my podcast. All you're doing is just bringing attention to my podcast, to my platform, to where other people who might be in tune with the message, who can get it and comprehend it, they might get it. And sometimes all you gotta do if you don't agree with something is just keep scrolling. How hard is that?
Right. That's simple.
It really is that simple, but people love to make something out of nothing. So, Anthony, going back to you for a second, what was your motivation behind starting the About the Wallet podcast?
Well, my motivation to start this was because one was that I wasn't really talked to about money. I mean, you've heard your parents talk about it, but my mom, she would say hide money like money. or like paper really. So it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much she told me how to put money away in various spaces in the house, and then I was like, oh yeah, you feel surprised that you had extra $20 in a pair of jeans that you haven't worn in a long time. That's great, but what else? Like, um, and so as I've gotten older, I just kind of felt like there was so much about money that I didn't know, as far as even just taking a moment to invest in the company stocks, the company 401k, then going beyond just investing in the company. But what is it about those fees that the company actually have to offer? So for those sort of people who are students, like 'cause I was growing up, my undergrad was actually an elementary educator. So the only plans that were available at that time was a 403B. So I had one. I didn't know what it was. They was just like, hey, long as you work here, you're getting money thrown into it. I was like, okay, thanks, but not understanding that the fees that were behind it were actually a lot greater than if I were to do it as a self-directed IRA. And so as I'm getting older, shifting my financial strategies into a way that kind of best suits me, because personal finance is personal. This is the reason why I constantly do this show. The reason why I continuously bring on different guests that are, as I guess you could say, looked up towards in their particular expertise in that particular field in finance. So bringing the show together is really for me to actually get free information from people who charge thousands of dollars from
Mm.
paying these services. I'm talking lawyers, you got attorneys. I talk to life insurance brokers. Like these people charge top dollar just to kind of do a one on one for even an hour. And I have them on my show for maybe an hour and a half. So I'm giving all the free game that you can get, I mean, that you'll typically have to pay for. So why not come to the show and listen out and get some info?
Yes. You know what? And that's what we need. We need more of that because us black folks, we go through money like it's water. And there's a reason why so many other communities they want to put their business in the black community because guess what? We're gonna be right there spending our money instead of saving our money
Yep.
for the future and the future generations. So I really do commend you on keeping that platform going. Now, come back to you, Mr. Leonard.
Yes, sir.
What kind of shows can people listen to on the network outside of Liquor Talk, of course?
Yeah, so outside of Liquor Talk, I mean, we really do have some great shows, and if we talk about variety, so I just start with myself. So me and one of my partners, we have a show called News and Trends, and basically every week we talk about some of like whatever some of the top Black issues are. Whether it's somebody walking their dog and getting accosted by a Karen, or if we talk about there was a guy in Detroit who, and it's so crazy, he won a lawsuit for discrimination from a bank, and he takes his check that he won from the lawsuit to the
Oh,
bank, and they discriminate him against him the second time. So we talk about a lot of social justice issues, a lot of news, some entertainment topics as well. So of course Diddy has been getting a lot of talk for weeks and weeks now. So that's one of the shows. Other than that, we actually have a Black true crime show, and I think this is kind of interesting because this is narrated by an AI voice. So I mean, if people listen to it, you may or may not be able to tell, but once you figure it out, it's kind of obvious. But other shows we also have a show on business. So if there are specifically Black women in business, show for that. We also have an open dialogue show called Talk to Me Michelle by Michelle Tompkins, which is very funny. And Victor, I almost kind of compare her to your show. So she covers some of everything, trends, topics. Other than that, we have some inspirational shows. We have two inspirational shows. One that has great stories, and it does have a religious vibe to it. But it's funny because stories of inspiration, like when you hear some people's stories, no matter what religion, denomination, anything like that, they just kind of speak to you. We also have a couple upcoming shows. So we have a show. There's a lady who does celebrity interviews, and they're not always current celebrities. They're celebrities from the past. So, for instance, she had, and I can't remember his first name, but who played the Last Dragon. the black guy. I can't remember what his name is right now.
Bruce Leroy. Nah.
Yes.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah,
Good catch. Good
Leroy.
pull.
So we have some other great shows. We have a couple new shows coming. We have one that's going to talk about kind of like the stories behind some of our favorite artists and the songs that they sang, as well as we have one coming up too where they talk about kind of like career talk. Talking about how to get hired, what companies are looking for, what job seekers are looking for, and kind of how that comes together.
That's amazing. Those are some great shows that we definitely got to tap into as well. And also, I definitely saw the forum where we can fill out and network with the other co-mingle as well. So I love to feature some of them on. And also, it's interesting that you mentioned the AI voice because we talked about that. I think somebody at Afros and Audios mentioned that as well. The whole AI thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of the breakout sessions where the lady had the AI person. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. So she had the animated one, right? The black Jerome or something. Jerome.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Jerome. Okay. Man.
Yeah.
And I thought of that. I'm like, I wonder if it's something like that.
So a little bit. Well, funny. The story behind it was when I started the network. So of course, I had the podcast that me and my partner were doing, and I was like, you know what? I was like, before anybody would join the network, like I need to have like 3 or 4 podcasts on here, because Victor. If you looked at MBG Network Podcast Network and there was only one podcast on there, you might think a little different. So I was trying to think of how can I get more podcasts on here without me trying to, kill myself. So when I came across the AI voice and I came across the black, true crime, black true crime. And when I did the first podcast, I was like, oh shit. I was like, this right here sounds good. And to be honest, I just kind of kept it up, and there have been a lot of people who have followed that, true crime podcast. So I ain't mad.
Which AI voice are you using? Because I recently started including an AI summary of my episodes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I've been using Notebook LM. So after I do a full episode, I'll just give it my transcript, and then it'll just come up with 2 voices, and they actually talk about the show as a summary.
Oh wow!
Since my shows are now
wow,
it will do it for like 18 minutes. And I was like, cool, 18-minute show. I'll go ahead on and found an AI tool that does AI music, throw some music behind there, and then post the episode that way. So I was just wondering which AI.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So the tool I use, I think it's called LOVO.ai. So not only it provides voices, but then you can kind of edit too. And then, to be honest, and just full disclosure, I went to ChatGPT and I said, give me a 1,400 word script on the death of so and so. And I kid you not, like it provides a script. It tells me where to put the music in. It has dramatic pauses, all that. And then they have an AI voice that's included. So that software, I mean, it probably has about maybe 100 different voices.
It says 500.
Yeah. Wow, 500 voices?
Yeah, with 100 plus languages.
Yeah,
this ain't bad.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not bad. And I think out of that 500, probably about maybe 15 are black. And I just tried to find the one that kind of sounded the blackest, the slow, dramatic sound to it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we need. Yeah. Now, just out of curiosity, how much does all this cost on a monthly basis?
Now, talking about how much does what specifically? You talking about the AI?
Yeah, the AI programs.
Oh no, I mean it's like $20 a month.
Yeah, for the
not bad.
Yeah, low is 20 something a month.
Not at all.
It's free.
Of course, that's right. We find the free ones. I may look into that AI as well, incorporate that for 2025. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. One last time for 2024. Take a shot with us, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Hanukkah. Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Shout to everybody that celebrate the holidays. And if you don't celebrate the holidays, just chill out. Don't be trying to ruin it for people who do celebrate the holidays, because there are some people that can be very Debbie Downers about, oh, I don't celebrate the holidays, so I'm just gonna have a hissy fit. I'm like, no, live life, shit.
Right.
Right.
But but listen, in the spirit of Christmas, so let's have some Christmas memories. What is the best Christmas gift someone has ever given you?
Damn.
Said the best.
As long as y'all don't say something that I think, because two seasons ago, I'm not gonna lie. 2 seasons ago, I had somebody give me one of the best snippets as well. She told me her husband gave her a divorce on Christmas, and that was the best
damn.
gift. I'm like, damn.
I know.
To this day, that's still the best gift. I'm like, I don't know, whatever it could be, nothing dramatic like that. No, but
Well, I would say one has been a thoughtful gift. I'll go there. It's been several thoughtful gifts, but this one sticks out the most. Is like a gift card for the podcast. Even though it's for me, but because they saw my passion, it was like, hey, here's a gift card so you can get yourself a new microphone because you've been talking about it forever. So here's the microphone. Like, as y'all know, this microphone is not cheap at all. So that donation really helped out a lot. So that was one of the gifts.
hey, shout out to that person out there
Mm-hmm.
that gave that gift. So if anybody out there is listening to the podcast and you know somebody who has a podcast, just get them something to go along with the podcast. It could be a microphone, it could be a new laptop, or you can help them buy tickets to a podcast conference. Let them know you believe in that vision,
Right.
because that person telling you, I believe in your vision, so I'm gonna put some dollars behind this because I believe in your vision. Yeah, so kudos to that person.
Yep. So when I think about it, I think the best gift I got, and I think it was maybe 2 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, my wife, she loves to travel, and she loves to travel during the holidays too, which is of course the most expensive time to travel. But
Yes.
her gift to me, or I'll probably say us and maybe herself, was we went to Mexico for New Year's. So we were at like a resort in Mexico, brought in the New Year's, down there. So that's probably one of the best Christmas gifts. And then I got to celebrate a New Year's collectively. So
Yo, that you know what? That's on the bucket list.
yeah,
Celebrating
it was
New
cool.
Year's in another country. That
Yeah.
has to be an amazing experience, because it seems like in America it's just the same things where people
Mhm.
just either sitting by the bar watching the ball drop, or I feel bad for people that actually go to New York to watch the whole thing because
It's cold.
one
out
is
there.
cold,
Cold.
and two, I know somebody from New York. They told me that's when people get robbed out there because
Damn.
they like to rob the tourists. So
Mhm.
I
did that
definitely feel
once.
bad for those people. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I did it once. I'll say maybe it was when Clinton was in office or coming out of office, and drove up to Jersey, took the bus from Jersey up to New York, and they dump you like right in front of the where the ball is going to drop. But because there's so many crowds, just several blocks away. But it was just fun to see.
So, so could you even see the ball dropping?
Yeah, you see it on TV. They got a projector. Like-
Anthony, somebody told me that in order to get up there and like get a decent spot, so I mean, of course, that's midnight. I hear people talking about leaving in the morning, like you out there all day long trying to get a position, and
Highly recommend it.
oh wow,
Wow, all that just to
I
see
might
the
have to
damn ball
pass
drop.
on that. I might have to
Look,
watch it on
listen.
TV.
They got.
I'm gonna have to watch it on TV
Yeah,
unless,
for
of
real.
course, I get invited up there. Or they want me to speak or something. I'm definitely watching it on
Yeah.
TV with y'all because
You say
we're not
VIP
about to.
status?
Yeah, unless it's VIP status, we're not about to do all that because I'm not trying to spend all day up here.
Me neither.
And especially me, I'm trying to see New York. I'm not trying to stay in one place all day.
Well, I mean, some of the restaurants, I believe it was at either Fridays or Ruby Tuesdays, they got like a little club lounge area, which is on that top level, and you can actually watch it from that level and just party it up. So they got like
How much is it expensive?
they charge us some dollars
Oh,
because they was like, to get up here during this time of the day, like this time of year, I think it's like 200, something ridiculous.
okay.
But they charge.
Of course they're charging. I
Hmm.
wouldn't expect it. But going back to Christmas, I think the best Christmas gift I ever got was a laptop from my grandmother because the
Mm.
laptop actually came in clutch. This was back when I was at FAMU like years ago. The laptop I had, the little red was like a small one. It died on me, and I called my grandmother about it. Like she said, I was gonna take it somewhere to go get fixed. She said, "No, baby, don't even worry about it. I can go. I can get you a new one." Then lo and behold, like 3 or 4 weeks later, no one came in the mail. I'm like, "Thank you,
Wow.
Granny. That really came in clutch." So that's probably the
Grandma's come in
best.
handy.
Yes, shout out to grandmas out there because they definitely come in handy. So that's probably the best Christmas gift I've ever gotten. But also nowadays, I've realized as you get older, you don't really look forward to Christmas unless, of
No.
course, you got kids and stuff because you can just buy it. You buy yourself those
Yeah.
gifts if you, of course, if you put money to the side. But
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I have two kids, and I liked it better when they were little because it's easy.
They
You
feel
know, you know,
excited.
yeah. I mean, they're excited. You take them to the dollar store, tell them to while out. They good to go. Maybe Five Below now, but it's funny because the gifts they want now are, and especially if they try to be the trendy gifts. Like you can't get them on Amazon, you can't get them in the stores. So I don't know. Christmas isn't what it used to be, and so like now I tell them, give me exactly what you want. Send me the link, the color, the size, everything.
yes. Yeah, Christmas is not one these kids got it made nowadays
No,
because
they
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 got the
do.
technology and stuff so that way they can go ahead and sort out what they want. But if you do it, I mean, you got to earn it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because you can't just
definitely.
give it to them. You know.
Yeah. Because that's one of the things. Like, since I'm focusing on the sandwich generation, and for those of you who are not familiar, who are listening to this, so the sandwich generation are people anywhere between 40 and 60 years old who are actually taking care of their parents and also have children. There's like three different categories of sandwich generation. They call it the traditional, where you got your aging parents and your young children. Then they got
Mm.
the club sandwich, which
Mm.
is where you're still in your 40s or your 60s, but you also have adult children and grandchildren that you're dealing with, along with your parents as well. Or they're in their 20s or 40s and they got young children, aging parents and grandparents. So that's kind of like the club sandwich area. And then the open face ones is just that where you're just dealing with everybody's dealing with elderly care. So having those understandings is like when it comes to the holidays, everybody be like, "Hey, what are y'all doing? How can we help each other out?" For me, like, because I'm just hitting that part where I'm more of the open face side of side of the house. Um, it's like I got siblings that have kids, whatever. I'm like, just send me that 529 plans. I'm not buying them gifts. You already
Right.
got the gifts. Give me the 529 plan links, and that's it. Like for right now, the only gifts giving is like to my mom and to my wife. That's it.
Hey, and that's what's up, you know. And then you got, like I said, I feel like I'm in that sandwich plan as well, but like I've just been grinding, and it's just me. So it's like, so I know the people I'm getting gifts for, they got birthdays next month. So
Oh,
knowing them, I love y'all, but y'all definitely gonna get y'all gift next month
Right.
because January is right around the corner. So, and also it's for the people also because I'm a Sag, and of course people love to lump your birthday with Christmas. So talking about December people, babies out there, don't be letting them lump your birthdays together. Nah, nah, it don't cost that much, and to do something for my birthday and for Christmas, it don't cost that much. And also, tell my people going to white elephant parties, get something nice. Don't get something overly cheap because I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I'm gonna get for this white elephant party.
man, some
But I'm
satin sheets
like,
go a long way. I can tell you that.
some satin sheets.
Oh yeah.
hey,
Hey, I
hey,
might have
Victor,
to.
when's your birthday?
The 5th of December. It
Oh, okay,
passed like 20
got you.
days ago.
Happy
So I
belated.
Happy belated.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it was real chill. But I realized as I get older, you just want to be around good vibes and
Yep.
stuff. But I know one year I gotta go travel, do something for my birthday, because like I said, I like being, I'm in Florida, but I want to see other places, get to experience other things. So I think I definitely want to travel for my birthday. And hell, I also got travel for New Year's too. Come to think about it,
Yeah.
because it's like it's different experiences. So I definitely look forward to all that. But get into the year recap, y'all. So 2024 overall, how do y'all feel about how it went?
Thank God it's over. Thank God it's almost over.
Hello.
Yo, well, but it's so funny because every year, and probably next year too, we go into 2025 thinking great things and we're gonna get all this stuff done. And I can't lie, after Thanksgiving, oh my goodness, it's like anything that can go wrong has been going wrong. The bottom been dropping out. So now, like literally, I'm just trying to make it to the new year. Start fresh. I can't wait.
Nice.
I feel that.
Yeah, because for me, I say this year has been interesting. It's more likely a reflection on everything that I've done in the past couple years, especially with the podcast, of where I've been, where I want to go, and reminders. Everybody is coming up to me to support me. It's almost like I'm cashing in now on all the support that I've done over the years. It's like, okay, now that I've built this out, I need to start making some money. Who can help me? And
Yeah.
so that's why 2025 I'm going hard on that area. But for right now, it's more so like getting everything in the back end done for the intake forms, getting newsletters going out. It's a lot of stuff on the back end that people don't talk about from podcasting, but that's a whole nother show. So just want to share that.
Yeah, I feel that that back end stuff I'm gonna definitely look into it as well, because I already said for 2025 I want to start to transition out of corporate America, because I've realized that sometimes whoever said that jobs they pay you to not focus on your dreams,
Yep.
they are so right on the money,
They are.
because sometimes you'll be so damn tired from working you're not even focused
Yep.
on the recording and the back end stuff. So I totally feel Anthony on that, because I need to maybe look into that as well, because I've said I wanted to write some newsletters and give some thoughts on episodes as well, like, and give some more drink options. And so there's a lot of things I want to do for the podcast as well. But 2024, I definitely feel it like it felt like what could go wrong will go wrong. But I will say 24 did show resilience, because it's like
Mhm.
at least you didn't die. At
Right.
least
Right.
at
We
least you're
here.
still standing. We're still here. And it did show that with patience, things will eventually get better. And that's why now I'm looking forward to 2025, because I'm still like, there's some things I want to do. There's some shows I want to do. I want to be doing the podcast in person. I want to pull up
Mhm.
on people in their city, like, hey, I'm in your city, let's record. So that's already what I'm looking forward to with 2025. But 2024 though, it feels like in the media, in the news and stuff, it feels like everything came to light. Even all the mess that we're not even looking forward to, that we didn't even know, or some things that we knew, but now we got confirmation. All that stuff came out. So, what y'all thoughts about all of the mess that just came out in 2024?
Well, it depends on your your algorithm.
Hello.
Because that most of my algorithms been filled with Luigi stuff,
Yep.
hanging like other CEOs talking about how, like, I think even the Suns right now, their CEO changed the way how the snack bar, everything is $2 going
I saw
forward.
that.
Yeah, I
And
saw that. I
That,
said,
that right there is pretty cool.
yeah,
that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, y'all trying to do what the Atlanta Falcons are doing now. Y'all, it's about time. But I saw that, and I'm like, oh, so it takes for this CEO to die that now all y'all want to
Right.
start doing this?
well, not publicly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other stuff
Yeah.
is hush hush. And so, and just seeing all of that information, I have to say, like, it doesn't impact me directly, but I'm trying to find a way that it can impact my audience from a financial standpoint of from a marketing perspective. When they say negative news or all news is good news when it comes to the marketing space, whether or not, like how you said, they could just easily change the channel or whatever. But when everybody's talking about the whole bleeding of the situation, they want to continue on and push that out there regardless because it gets the engagement, it gets the people going. It's provocative. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think for myself, probably Diddy. I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
like every time you turn, you're hearing something, and you're like, what he did what? Baby oil what? Cassie what? So, but I mean, in in a way, I kind of feel bad because I always think about, I guess maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, we look up to Will and Jada, and you remember like all that stuff came out about them, and then we know, okay, like they're not to say they're not who we thought what they were, but now we know like they're kind of normal people who have ups and downs and flaws just like us. But I can say back in the day, Diddy used to be one of my role models. I was like, how can I, do multiple things and walk in business meetings casual and have all this influence? But I feel like after that Cat Williams interview on like the Club Shay Shay came out, a lot of people just started falling. And not just Diddy, but I think it's interesting how many people, and I guess we'll probably find out in 2025, but how many people are associated with it. I've heard Usher, Neo, Jay-Z, Jennifer Lopez. I mean, it's like some of the top people in entertainment, that we know and don't know, seem to be associated with it in some type of way.
It ain't just entertainment. See, the interesting thing is, I found out it's not just entertainment.
Mhm.
It's the politicians. It's
Yes.
the athletes. I'm
Right,
like,
so everything.
who wasn't at these damn parties? And,
Right.
and you know what? And they said the real reason the FBI raided his property is
Mhm.
because they wanted to get them tapes because some of them politicians had been on there. I'm like,
Oh, I'm
Lord
sure.
have mercy. I'm like, who wasn't on there?
Right.
And I really feel like that interview that Cat Williams did, that
Mhm.
really set the tone for the year because
Yeah.
all of this stuff started coming out.
Well,
And I knew it was a red flag when he settled with Cassie as fast as he did.
Yep. But it's crazy. He settled with her, but the video came out for like a day or two, and then he settled. But yeah, I mean that was crazy.
But one of the things that I noticed that a lot of people aren't talking about is even the Hugh Hefner documentary, and
Mm.
it's like it's exactly what happened in the Hugh Hefner documentary is happening now. It's just like it's a slow turn and burn. And I'm not sure if y'all noticed, but I think they took it off of Netflix. It was actually on its way out, and I was like, what is the deal? Why are they pushing this one out faster than any other of their documentaries that they ever had? It just kind of gets you to think.
Now, so for that documentary, and I haven't seen it, I feel like what makes, and correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony, what makes it different is, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. So Puffy with the physical abuse, the child molestation. What did they have any of those type of issues? The blackmail.
They had the physical abuse.
Okay.
Now,
Now, what was that? Hugh Hefner doing
Yep.
the abuse? Oh, okay. Did not know that.
But also he had the
Yep.
tapes everywhere, so there was like
Mm.
obviously that's how he was doing most of his finagling is because he had tapes on everybody. And the child abuse, yes, that happened. But obviously they tried their best to keep it hush hush. A couple of bunnies have gotten you know, dealt
Paid
with.
off.
No, dealt with. Like
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
damn.
For running their mouths about somebody else doing physical abuse. So a lot of them have like so many different issues that they talked about, but it's not, it's something I have to say you have to watch it because it's out there, but the fact of the matter is like it's almost on the same exact level. But I think Hugh was just at a deeper level than Puff was because if you look at how long Hugh Hefner was doing this versus Puff is like almost a child getting into this game. So
Yeah. You know what I think it is, and it goes back to it feels like the justice system all over again because I've said this on plenty of my podcasts that the justice system is like bleach because bleach when you use it, it's only good on whites, but you use on colors.
bleach.
No, yeah, I thought about that too, but no, the actual Clorox bleach or whatever bleach you use, it kind of reminds me of the justice system. It's like it's good on whites, but it's terrible on blacks. So they always want to
Mhm.
push the narrative of a black man as us
Right.
monsters as doing this, but you got Hugh Hefner just skating on by because I'm
Mhm.
like they did the same thing to Diddy as they did to R. Kelly. It's like
Yep.
they see a black and a prominent black entertainer that beat the system. They're gonna either try to take him down or find a way to off him. So, and you notice all this mess with Diddy came out after he settled with that liquor company.
Yeah,
And that liquor company was British owned, and I guess they weren't too happy about having to settle, so they made a few calls over to England, and then England made some calls to America. Now we
Mhm.
got all this mess coming out.
Craziness.
yeah.
It,
Like
it
I said,
really
a lot of it's
is.
to this money stuff, man. But
Yeah.
it's not about because you can say you get all the accolades you want to, but at the end of the day, it's your network.
Yeah.
The
It
network
definitely
determines
is your
Yeah.
network,
And
and also,
I was just gonna say real quick the funny thing I thought about, and yeah, like even my wife and I had these conversations when Diddy was accused of what he was accused. Nobody came to his aid. Like nobody was making public statements like he wouldn't do that, he didn't do it, he ain't the type. Like not even his kids. Like nobody came to his aid. Like so, that's why I'm curious. With these tapes, like, okay, who's all in these tapes? Because I'm sure there are a lot of celebrities right now who are very nervous, scared, um, and just worried about celebrities, politicians, execs, all that. So I'm curious what 2025 is going to bring in terms of, bringing the light to some of these people, because like almost like they talk about Jeffrey Einstein, Epstein. I'm sorry.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
I like it seems like Diddy is kind of like on that track with guest list full of famous people and the rich and powerful. So I definitely think 2025 is going to be very interesting. And unfortunately, I think a lot of our heroes and favorites are going to, be latched on to some of his foolishness.
Yeah, well, you can think of
Yeah.
it this way. Like, when you park inside a handicap parking spot, right? There's a
Uh-huh.
fine. There's a $200 fine. Most people aren't willing to pay that. But you can, depending on how you look at it, it's a convenience fee. I paid $200 to park it right in front of the store. Eh, I'll pay the fine or pay the fee, the convenience fee. You go to the convenience store, you'll gladly pay $2 for a honey bun that you can get from the grocery store, five for like eight, like $5. You get like 12 of these things. It's just a convenience fee. And that's how Epstein was actually looking at it when he was getting caught all these times, because he was like, it's just $1,000. He's just gonna throw $1,000. Okay, well, here you go. I'm out. Or like I think anything under like 100 grand, he was just like, it's whatever. Okay, I'll pay the fine,
Yeah.
and that was it. And so it depends on how you change the narrative of what it is between a fine and a fee for convenience or whatever that you getting away with illegally.
I feel like that's a good point, but I feel like at some point they call your tab. At some
Right.
point they're gonna you keep running that tab up because it sounds like you're describing a tab, or because sometimes you could run up a tab in a bar or something like that. At some point they're gonna call your tab, and if you ain't got the, and they might charge you a number so high that you might just have to settle for the jail time, or they'll find a way to take you out.
And then they'd be like, "Well, I know your grandfather, I know your father, and I know who the people that handle you. Like, we good friends. It's okay."
Yeah,
But it's the
yeah,
same, like depending on how big your network is.
Yeah.
exactly, because I'm like, and the fact that nobody came to D's aid though, as
Nah,
big as his network
I
is,
know. Not a
it
single
says they
person.
know. It does say that maybe he is guilty for what he did, because this is maybe they're trying to get him for what he did also in the '90s as well. So maybe this has been going on for almost 30 something years. So, and then everybody's like, "Oh, if Diddy's next, then watch out for Jay-Z and stuff."
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all just trying to take down. Is they're trying to take down everybody, or all these people then got some skeletons that's about to come out?
Yeah, I mean, Cat Williams coming back on the show, and
Oh, is he
January
on
3rd.
Club Shay Shay?
Yeah, he coming back on.
Oh
Oh.
man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that because
Yeah.
they really set the tone for the year. So it's like And my question to people is, why are y'all so okay with it? Why is it now a problem now? But why were y'all so okay with it back when it was happening?
Right, right.
There
Yeah,
is money.
no, I mean, kind of
Did,
like you said, money talks, and I think, you know, I think people really think that, you know, kind of like Anthony was saying, that they have so many chances to do certain things and not get in trouble, and now that it's starting to come to light, you know, they thinking a little bit different about it for sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I realized by this generation, we will expose your ass because
Hmm.
because leave it to social media. They are like some investigators. They will find out every
Or
little thing about you in this generation. So of course everything is now coming to light, and because you got these social media sleuths, I'm like, do y'all work for the FBI or something? Because ain't no way in hell y'all that damn good.
hmm.
No, it's the internet sleuths. Like, if you really look at it, finding out where people at based on connections, and most pages are public, and you go on somebody else's page and somebody else posts something that's obviously you didn't post. Like, you can find out quite a bit of information for free without even doing too much work. Um, so it
Yeah,
just goes.
and, you know, I was just gonna say on top of that, a lot of people don't have no discretion. So, you know, there's people like I always think about, and I always hear the stories on the news of people like robbing a bank, robbing somebody, and then they'll be on social media flashing the money, the guns, like the same items they stole.
Yeah.
They're flashing on social media, and it's like, okay, like, you know, you're not even smart. Like you can't even hide what you do, and that's how I feel about a lot of people on social media now. There's such a an urge to show everybody everything they're doing. They're not thinking about what they're showing. You know.
Yeah, like that guy that was recently shown spraying bug spray on like produce in Walmart,
Oh yeah,
and
I
then
saw that. That
Oh
oh
yeah.
yeah,
That
that
I'm
photo.
like,
yeah,
that's the
that was
reason I shop
nasty.
stop at Walmart. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's just nasty. And I'm
Yeah,
like, people doing all this dumb shit for clout, but I'm like,
right.
you're gonna get arrested. Y'all just telling on yourself. So
Hmm.
Right in
because at
people's
least some
face.
criminals like get the money, let's go out the country. No, these people
Yeah.
wanna
Yeah, get the
do dumb
money
shit
in.
on the
Yeah.
Mia.
Yeah, I agree. And the funny, Anthony, when you said it, it just made me think of all the people who have you seen like the social media pranks where they're walking up to people acting
Oh,
like they want to fight them, or you know,
Yeah,
acting like they got a gun, and I'm like, you know, why would you do this? I mean, like all you're doing is risking your life, and half of these people are doing the same thing as everyone else. Like I looked at this one guy's page, he's doing all that. He has like 4 likes, 3 likes, 2 likes. I'm like, okay, you know, you're about to get beat down, shot, or killed for 3, 4 likes in a video.
right.
and I'm just like, and also I see the ones where some of the guys they hollering at another man's chick or something like that,
Right.
or I'm like, are you trying to start some shit, bro? All for some damn clicks.
Yeah.
Oh, you want your 5 minutes of fame that bad that you doing this dumb shit?
It's called Three Dots Report.
And you doing all this shit, and your account might actually get banned from social media.
Right.
And it's crazy. Speaking of social media, do y'all really think TikTok is going to get banned next year?
I personally, I hope so because I don't really use it. So I'm like, let TikTok
I
get
don't.
banned, bring everybody back to Instagram.
It's for me. I think it's just a wave of the way how social media is going. But from TikTok itself, because it's a short form, it's the end all be all for short form. I think what will happen going forward, even with fan base coming out with their version. To me, fan base still has a long way to go because I can't even get dark mode on my phone. Um, because I look, I
Oh,
need dark
oh
mode
yeah.
for fan
I
base.
agree with you on side note. Didn't mean to cut you off, but I agree with you on Dark Noble and fan base. Something that's frustrating on fan base is they don't stay updated. Like, because I post stuff to TikTok and I'm supposed to think it's sync to my fan base, but it don't really be updating like that. So fan base got a long way to go. I want to support it. It's black owned. I definitely want to support it, but it definitely got a long way to go. And as far as TikTok goes, I think if an American investor buys it, they
Hmm.
will stop tripping about it because I think the biggest thing tripping out is the fact that it's Chinese. And also, I know Jeff, Mr. Bezos, he been losing some business so because of Amazon, and I'm like, and TikTok got better deals than Amazon, the TikTok shop. So it's like I know he tripping about it. I'm like, sir, you got all the damn money, just go ahead and buy TikTok.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, you know what? That would actually be a good play because then they can actually market. Well, because Amazon, I'm not sure if y'all know this, Amazon already markets on Amazon Prime when you watching TV and you pause it, and they'll just say like, "Hey,
Hmm.
Yeah,
buy this" or whatever.
Yep.
But TikTok does a really good job of saying like, "Hey, what you see on the screen, you can actually purchase." So if it does that, and Amazon take up that technology, that would be great. And also have this distribution centers that TikTok Market has. That could be also a good gameplay as well if they're going to go that route. But I'm not even sure if even if TikTok actually owns distribution centers. Like, who are they using as their distribution center?
that's a
I don't
good
know.
question because I know it always says shipping from TikTok shop, so it's like we don't know what a distribution center is. But speaking of
Hmm.
distribution centers, Amazon, take care of your employees, man,
Right.
because I see they striking and stuff. So I hope that y'all taking care of these employees. And shout out to all the delivery drivers out there because I know y'all busting y'all ass to get all the packages and stuff over the holiday season. So shout out to y'all. Amazon, take care of your goddamn workers before y'all talk about buying some things. But it's amazing what when it comes to some money, how much shit and how much secrets come out. It's crazy.
I never
Yeah.
worked there. I mean, I always seen people like scanning things, but I mean, as far as taking care of your workers, I mean, think about like people who actually can't even report that they got a second job.
Yeah.
But I'm not to change topic. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all good. It's all
But
no, I definitely agree with that. It's like that with a lot of jobs. You can't really tell them, oh, I got a second job because y'all paying me so little. But
Hmm.
we got to find a way to get it on our own out the mud and stuff because there's ways to get it. There's ways to make money from this content creation. We're gonna find it in 2025. That's what I'm hoping for. In 2025, we find ways to do all this stuff because there's ways to make money to where we don't have to rely on a company because these companies don't care about us. And I wish people would realize that sooner or later that as soon as something were to happen to you, if you were to die, that company
Hmm.
will have another employee like tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say it because we were talking about Luigi earlier. They were saying like, a day or two after that, they had the job for CEO posted. And I mean, of course, via the backlash, they took it down. But I'm like, okay, your CEO got shot. His murder is still out there, and you're already reposting his job, on the job board. So I mean, kind of like you said, they love you while you're there, but as soon as you leave, they're gonna love somebody else. So it's crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy. I'm like, this man literally just died and he already got the CEO board. I'm like,
Hmm.
so that should tell other CEOs that nobody is safe. That these investors, they don't care about you. You just a placeholder. So while y'all want to try to get all these laws passed to protect y'all might need to find a way to work for yourselves.
Right. Well, they also talked about since that happened, a lot of CEOs are nervous, and probably the ones making all these money off the backs of hardworking people. But they were talking about a lot of CEOs are hiring protection, bodyguards, all that extra stuff just in case some disgruntled people, come after them as well.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard is it to do better by people? But all they care about is lining their
Yeah.
pockets. I mean, how much more can you get, man? They say greed is one of the seven deadly sins. So of course, your greed might actually kill you, but you can't tell them that.
Mm-mm.
Sad enough. But fellas, shifting gears, I got one thing to say. I think people should do in 2025 is take our mental health seriously because us as men, we do. It has been trending that the death rate of men have been going up by via suicide, and I really hope men learn how to find safe spaces to talk to other men or to talk to your spouse or whoever you're with. No, because we want to see this trend go down, man. Because I'm getting tired of seeing stories about men that off themselves, or I even saw this TikTok of this some called the Pilot King or the Sky King or some of that. back in 2008, this man hijacked the Alaska Airlines plane, and he was flying it, and he was talking to the aviation control, and he ended up offing himself by crashing the plane. I'm like,
Oh wow.
if this man would have had somebody to talk to,
Hmm.
maybe he'd still be here. And that goes for anybody listening, because I really feel like we need to take our mental health seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I've had some friends who have dealt with depression, and I think being able to see that in somebody is something that's kind of eye opening. And I'll tell you, it's funny. I remember last year, maybe 2 years ago, I posted something on social media, and it was something like, black men, when you're having issues, who do you talk to? And 99% of the responses were basically black men saying, I don't have anybody to talk to. And I feel like black women are different because there's just so much of a sisterhood, mothers and daughters, sisters, sister girls, group chats, all that, where, they have a lot of those spaces to run scenarios by and speak to people. But, a lot of times, like, we don't have that. I know, of course, we'll speak about the barbershop, but unless you have a great relationship, you're only gonna get so personal in the barbershop. But I just thought it was so odd that and I even say for myself, like, if I'm going through something major, I might only have one person, to talk to. I can talk to my wife about certain things. Some things she's not going to understand. Talk to my parents, they definitely not going to understand. But just the fact that men don't have the support system is it really staggering. And kind of like you said, Victor, hopefully in 2025, more black men can reach out to, get the mental health services that they need.
Yes, we definitely need to, because sometimes they ain't always the person that's gonna be down and gloomy.
Mhm.
It's gonna be the person that's happy. That's
Right.
always the life of the party, or doing a lot to mask what's really going on. Because if you know what's really going on, you'd be surprised.
Right.
I always try to, like, for the people that are always smiling even at work, I'm like, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? And like, I usually check in with them more so than I do with a quiet person. Because the quiet person,
Hmm.
they're like, all right, they going through it right now. It's okay, but they're not like their normal selves, so the energy is a little different. But for a person that's always smiling, it's kind of like, okay, it's good that you're smiling and keeping the face and the facade because it's work. But if you need to talk, always say, like, we can always walk and talk if you want to. I don't like to sit down and talk, because I sit down and talk is kind of like, I'm not sure if it's a God thing. For me, I'd rather walk, like, do something active,
Yeah,
while you're having this conversation, like, because you don't need people just walking by hearing about it. No, they could probably get one word or two. Just keep moving. Like, you don't need to hear this.
yeah, I feel that as well. I definitely have to agree with you there. Sometimes that's why sometimes I'll text somebody, or I might be like, I might pull up on somebody like, hey, let's go to a bar, and let's talk, man, or somewhere
Hmm.
private, or somewhere discreet, or a cigar lounge. Let's talk. Or if I need to pull up on somebody, hey, let's pull up, let's talk, because we need to have these conversations. So I definitely feel you. And having an activity while doing it or something, but. Shout out to the men that are your support system as well. Shout out to your brothers in the community as well. And also reach out to people, because you just
Right.
never know
You never
who,
know.
because I guarantee you the person that's 100 miles away might get back to you faster than the
Hmm.
person that's right up the street. As sad as that is, which I never really understood that, but you just gotta embrace it.
But
Yeah.
podcasting is therapy to me. It really
It
is.
is. I definitely agree with you.
Yeah.
Because it's like you talking, but it's like, I just need to say this to somebody.
Right. I was also going to say, so one thing I try not to do too is judge people why they do certain things. Because like, I always think about me. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I'm going to act a certain way. I mean, nothing crazy, but I may have a certain disposition, and people may not know why. So, on the flip side, when I'm around people who are, good people, let's say my people, my boys, you know, I can tell when something is different, but I'm not going to try to judge them. and I try to give them the space to kind of open up and kind of see what's wrong. Kind of like Anthony was saying, like like I'll reach out, I'll see what's wrong. Okay, if something feels different, okay, well, let's go grab a drink. Okay, let's go do this. Because one thing they always say is like people with depression suffer in silence, and I know times when not even say it may have been depression, but feeling a certain way. Sometimes when you're going through stuff, it's hard to reach out to people. Like it just is like, whether it's finances, relationship, especially if you have a limited support system. So, on the flip side, I do agree. I think, reaching out to your brothers, checking on them, having them, guy nights, bro nights, whatever it is, they make a lot of difference.
Yes, they do. Listen, also having that support system, having the bro nights, yes, we do. And also, if you're with somebody and they can't tell when something wrong with you, something ain't right with you, and they're not making an effort to figure out what's going on with you, or you're not doing that for them, then you need to leave that person,
Right.
because your support, your spouse or whoever you with is supposed to be that person. Be like, hey, something ain't right. Let's talk about it, or then just have a heart to heart. We all need that. I know it's tough to find, but hey, find a way to push through it though. But fellas, what is something y'all are looking forward to with 2025 right around the corner? What's something y'all looking to achieve in 2025?
I'll go. One of the things is that for me is to update my website to kind of showcase the services that I have to offer. I know I haven't been really showcasing that more. I mean, I haven't done that so much in the past, so it's my goal to kind of do that for 2025. And that's like the immediate thing. Second thing is to kind of do maybe 2 or 3 speaking gigs. I did 4 this year, so looking only to do 2 next year, and hopefully to get 1 paid one. Set a trade off on services, and then I think the next one is to just kind of stay consistent with the podcast. Play around with some more AI tools, help add more AI tools to my team. You got Claude, you got Claude, ChatGPT. I got Notebook LM,
Yeah.
Napkin LM. Not Napkin LM, Napkin AI. Working on Crayon. Just playing around with Perplexity. So just working on different tools that kind of help strategize and add more value coming forward. And
Yeah. So,
my newsletter.
oh, I'm
So
sorry. Yep. I was gonna say I think my biggest thing is really to develop the MBG podcast network. I think our goal is probably right around about 40 or 50 podcasts. And then with that, really start monetizing. So I know in the new year, we're going to be reaching out to advertisers, looking for more partnerships, collaborations, and hopefully that can, not only bring more visibility and listeners and downloads, but also more money that we can transfer to the podcasters who are under our umbrella. So that's one. Two, and I didn't mention it. My wife and I we own a campground in Delaware, so this year we're hoping to really expand the events we have and rentals and all that good stuff. And then the last thing is really probably just being able to, and I'll probably just say reclaim my time. I feel like 2024 was like a grind, a hustle. I did not have time for myself, and I didn't have time for some of the things I wanted to make time for as much as I would like. So really, to probably just to be better at time management, more self care, whatever that looks like, vacations, relaxing, hang out with friends, stuff like that. But really just really just reclaiming my time management.
Yes, I feel all of those things, guys, because I need to reclaim my time myself, because like from these damn jobs and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like, I definitely want to have more speaking gigs. I want to have like do some more live shows, because I know the season finale is going to be live in a different state. That's been confirmed. More details on that coming soon. But I do know the season premiere might be in New York, working on
Mm,
those things. I want to do like say I want to do some more speaking gigs as well. So I probably need to sit down with somebody to help me map all this out. So if y'all know anybody that wanna help map everything out, probably figure out what AI tools I need to be using and stuff. So to get some structure, some organization because we need to. I want to like build on this thing as well, so that way I can show people everything I have to offer.
right.
Because um, I'm only getting older, and you get tired of dealing with corporate America, and it's like if I can already use things I'm passionate about, get paid for what I'm passionate about, that'd be what's up. So, and I'm also going to take some voice acting classes as well. So,
Nice.
and I'm looking forward to 2025 because I'm also looking forward to the collaborations, the old collaborations, the new collaborations, the people I haven't been on yet. And also, I'm also going to get back to be on Instagram Live. I'm be doing a lot more things. So that's what's to come with Liquor Talk and myself for 2025. I'm definitely looking forward to it all and just looking forward to just dive ahead in. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said on the last episode, don't wait till the new year to say you want to do something. If you want to do
Right.
something, go ahead and come up with a plan and just go ahead and start doing it because the start of the year ain't promised to everybody. So don't sit around and wait for, oh, I'm going to wait there because if you keep pushing up, you're always going to keep pushing up. Just go ahead and get started, whether it's beautiful. It don't got to be beautiful to start off something. You start ugly and work through it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get started, you'll perfect it over time. So,
Yeah, can I add one thing if you don't mind as a
oh,
suggestion?
go ahead, go ahead.
Because think you were talking about shucks, I just lost it. As far as like AI tools, and you wanted to kind of play around with those. Just which one is it like that you looking to get done first?
I would say definitely I want to get the website done, get a website done first. And also possibly the transcripts as well.
Okay, so I can help you out with transcripts. Just go to eddie.headliner.app. You can get all your it gives you the blog posts, the keywords, quotes from everybody is saying, your transcripts. You can even edit the transcripts live, and it'll give you so much more. Because that's what I use. And if you already have it on YouTube, it'll automatically look at your old RSS feed and just give you everything you need right then and there. And then if you want
Nice, nice,
audiogram, it gets all that in there too. So just as a
nice.
tip.
Yeah, just I had to DM the info over to me as well. So, now which ones I forgot? Damn, I lost my train of thought, y'all. It'll come back to me because there was another one I was wondering about
Yep.
as
And
well.
Victor, I was going to say real quick too, via the platform we use, Podbean, they there's an option when you upload your show, you can select their AI features, and they
Oh,
automatically do transcripts as well included. So that might be an
Oh,
option as well.
yeah,
all
I can.
right, that's right. I did see that. I just wasn't sure if it was whether it's going to some of that charge y'all additionally as well. So because I think I saw that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, yes, they do charge us, but I mean, we got it for y'all, so y'all might well use it up.
Oh, it's all in, that's cool. Man, why you talking about all the cool features you have on your new thing?
Well, yep. So, yep. So this is actually through Podbeam. That's a platform we're on, but they have an AI, and I just call it like an AI editor feature. So it does a couple things. It takes out some of the like ahs and ums, takes out some of that. It does some voice leveling. So you know how like one host may be louder, the other does that. It does. It takes out background or white noise. So one of the examples it had is like if you're in a car and you hear that traffic going by, it takes that out. And then it does a suggested title, it does a suggested description, and it does show notes with chapter markers.
Mm.
Okay, perfect.
Also,
Yeah, yeah.
real quick, I'm actually gonna give this app we're using. Riverside. Riverside does that
Mhm.
as well,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll give them shout out as well because they have that as well on show notes as well. So I will give that to them as well because they pull that same thing. So I'll definitely give them that. So, but ladies and gentlemen, fellas, I want to thank y'all
All
for
right. Thank
joining
you.
me. Um, Listen, I'm gonna give y'all 1 minute. Go ahead and close with one final thought for 2024. Whichever one y'all want to go first.
Oh, I'll go first because you got a platform over there. So again, my name is Anthony Weaver, host of the About That Water podcast. One of the things that I do want to leave everybody with that you can kind of write down for 2025 if you haven't done so already, which is I use this acronym called BIKE. So B for budgeting, I is for income, K is for knowledge, E is for execution. I want you to go ahead on and start learning that because once you're on your bike, you can always fall off, but you never forget how to ride that bike. You can get back on it and let's get it going.
I like that.
Nice.
Damn. Now I gotta follow that. Everybody, this is Leonard Young, CEO of National Black Guide, NBG Podcast Network. I think what I'd like to leave everybody with is a quote that I always think of, and it's every master was once a student. And basically, I mean, we all know what that means, but my interpretation is that anytime you start something, you know, you're not going to be great. You're not going to be perfect. To be honest, you might be terrible. But if you keep on working and you're dedicated, consistent, then eventually, you know, you may not be a master, but you'll be a ton better than what you were. And the longer you work at stuff, the better you get at it.
That's real. Y'all gave some really good thoughts. So now I'm gonna leave my listeners with something. Ladies and gentlemen, as we close 2024, I want you guys to do one thing. Whatever happened in 2024, let's leave it in 2024. The wins, let's build on them. Let's make some more wins. Let's get some more W's. The losses, let's look them as lessons. Let's learn from them. What can we do to get better from them? Learn from your lesson, learn from the losses. And I don't care if you had a whole bunch of wins, a whole bunch of losses. Leave it in 2024. Let's not dwell on the past because if you sit time dwelling, you're gonna 25 is gonna go right past you. So let's not dwell on the good, the bad. Let's keep it pushing, and because it's only up from here. No matter how hard you can go, you gotta be limitless, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be limitless. Let's be unstoppable in 2025. Fellas, I want to thank the both of you for coming through on the last men's round sessions. If you ever want to come back on the men's round sessions, I do this every month with some men when we have round tables and stuff. Shout out to my two guys that couldn't make it tonight. I always got love for them as well because they always show up for me. So I'm not gonna hold it to them, you know. So how can the people get in touch with y'all?
You can follow me at About That Wallet on all social media platforms, including Blue Sky, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you want to go.
Yep. For us, you can visit our website, nbgpodcastnetwork.com, and then NBG Podcast Network on just about all platforms, Twitter's, NBG Pod Network, something like that.
All right, that's real. And also, ladies and gentlemen, if you got any questions for the Liquor Talk, it's Liquor Talk Podcast everywhere. Fellas, once again, I want to thank you guys for joining me for the last men's round of 2024 and the last episode of 2024. And thank you to listeners that's been listening to Liquor Talk all year long because we done hit some milestones this year. We'll hit some more milestones in 2025. Hope to see y'all then. Keep pouring up with us. And as always, keep pushing until the next thing. Tell us what you think about this episode, ladies and gentlemen. You can email us at liquortalkpodcast@gmail.com. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Leave a voice note. Tweet us. Holler at us. We're gonna get back to y'all. Until the next episode, we're out this thing. One last time for 2024, 2025. We're on your ass. We're out this thing, y'all. Peace.
Peace. Nice and easy.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that, guys.